Hi, I'm Isaac.
And I'm Tatiana. And like many of us, we long for more.
More experiences, more adventures, and more memories.
So we've decided to put our lives
and careers
on hold to take one wild and crazy journey to travel the world.
So join us on this journey in search of fun,
food,
more food,
some amazing new friendships, and anything else this beautiful planet can show us.
As we attempt to inspire and ignite the question,
what will you travel for? Good morning, foodies and travelers. We've made it to the island of Palawan. After leaving Bohol, we took a ferry back to Cebu City and got a flight to the city of Puerto Princesa. There's some local things to do here, but we decided we would catch up on work for a couple of days before heading to our next destination, the beach town of El Nido. To get to El Nido, you can go by bus, van, or private car. By van is the most comfortable way and can be booked online. If you get motion sickness, take your meds because it's a 5-hour winding road in the mountains. You will arrive at a drop-off location right outside of town. To get to your hotel, simply hitch a ride with one of the many motorized tricycle taxis waiting. Be sure to negotiate a price before you get in and have the cash needed. El Nido is so small that sometimes ATMs run out of money, so get cash before you take the van.
So we finally made it to the beautiful El Nido here on Palawan in the Philippines.
We're in a tricycle right now on our way to our hotel. We have our bag strapped up in the back, a little nervous, but hoping that they make it.
I think, we've been in the Philippines for how long now?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I think we're kind of getting used to the vibe here in the Philippines, which is a great vibe. So let's see what this place has to offer. We hear great things.
Absolutely. I'm gonna make a left. It's really cool how our level of comfortability has changed dramatically since we first got here.
I think our ignorance was very humbling.
Yes.
Going from the States to Japan, obviously very foreign, but technologically speaking, very familiar. And then you go to a place like the Philippines, which is completely different. And I think that threw us off. We didn't know how to navigate that space. Fast forward a couple weeks, we're very comfortable here. We can definitely see the appeal of the Filipino people, of the island, of the culture, of the food. We've grown to really love this place. And as the time goes by, we're getting more and more comfortable with the atmosphere and with the vibe and with everything that comes with the Filipino lifestyle. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, Amos. Okay, thank you, sir.
Let me take this. What's up, guys? It is officially our first full day in El Nido. So far so good. We got in yesterday.
Took a nice nap.
Yeah, which was really useful.
Drilling coming out and all that.
Yeah, deep lucid dreams. Go this way?
So this way. We're staying by the port, and so it's pretty busy over here almost all day long. There's a lot of cute little shops, tons of places to get tours from. You see a lot of people doing drop-offs, tricycles, different tour vans. And we're just gonna go get some breakfast. There's actually a hostel that we saw that looks like it has a pretty good breakfast menu. Hopefully, we can get breakfast because it's 12 o'clock.
So El Nido is super known for not only its beautiful scenery, like these towering avatar-looking landscapes here, but it's known for their tours. So ideally, you're really just looking at 4 different tours: Tour A, Tour B, Tour C, and Tour D. Each one provides kind of a different experience. One more if you're kind of a beach bum, one if you're more of a snorkeling adventure type, one if you're trying to be a cool hipster and trying to go off the beaten path, and then one is not so popular, which is D.
But D is still a great option if you've already done the other like must-see places. And you can find all of the tours between 1,200 and 1,400 pesos in every place all around town, and each tour company does the same tour, which is kind of cool. We need to get out of the road. We're just walking on the road. And you can also schedule private tours, obviously for a different cost if you want to mix it up.
Oh no, thank you.
So everyone will offer you the tour. We were told that we could do it on our own if we wanted to get a kayak, but our kayaking skills won't let us get to each place.
And it takes a lot longer.
All in one day. It takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
And there's actually places that you're not allowed to go to unless you go with a tour guide.
Yeah. Looks like it's just best to go ahead and get a tour guide, which ends up being, like she said, between 1,200 to 1,400 pesos starting cost. That's very important to say, because you also have to take into account renting a kayak if you didn't bring your own.
200 pesos.
200 pesos on average.
Environmental fee.
Environmental fee. You also have, another 200 pesos. You also have
snorkel gear if you're going to rent it, which we are because we don't have no more room for stuff, which is another 100 pesos. If you didn't bring water shoes, if you need a towel, luckily we brought those too. So things do start to add up. I think in total, maybe at most, we'll probably be at about 40 bucks, which I think is good for an all-day tour. And like I said, all the prices around town with all the tour guides are about the same. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some breakfast, we're gonna book our tour for tomorrow, and then we're gonna head to the beach because we're in a beach town.
Come with us. See ya, peace.
So, spoiler alert, we said all that, booked Tour C with our hotel, and after getting rescheduled 5 times, still did not get to do the tour. Ugh, such a bummer. Basically, the boat tours are regulated by the local authorities, and if the winds are too strong, taking the boats out is not safe for anyone. So, while we were disappointed, we also still really appreciate the fact that they have our safety as first priority. A part of traveling is being able to adjust when things don't work out as planned, which will inevitably happen. It's a part of the adventure. So you work with it, you can go to other beaches, eat, laze around, drink, relax. The things you're supposed to do in a beach town.
So, El Nido is a very popular destination when you're coming to the Philippines. And similar to El Nido, there's a spot called Coron. And when we were kind of navigating the logistics of the Philippines, El Nido and Coron seem to be very similar. And being that we are obviously going from the Philippines to other places, we have to be a little picky or a little selective of where we're going. So we opted out to not go to Coron. Mostly the similarity in logistics, price, of course. But if anybody watching has been to both El Nido and Coron, let us know what you think, what you thought, which is better, and why. What do you like to know too?
And when he talks about logistics getting to Coron, it's off of a separate island where El Nido's here at the tip of Palawan, and then Coron is a separate island, and you have to take a ferry to get there.
As backpackers, we do travel a little bit on the heavier side. So when it comes to a place like Philippines, which is very island-based, and there's a lot of smaller travel transportation options, it can be a little tricky. So it's something that we have to keep in mind.
What was really cool was our journey here to El Nido. We took a 5-hour van ride yesterday, and there was really beautiful conversation happening both with us and with people in the back. People just who are passionate about travel. And we're excited to take this 5-hour journey, even though we were scared that our driver was going to drive us off the cliff. But
hold on. About that. So I didn't know Tati booked Lewis Hamilton to take us from Puerto Princesa to El Nido.
Well,
because he was clocking in at least 70 miles an hour
On
at
curbs.
least on mountainous streets. Now, we did shave off about an hour in travel time. But, yeah, that was an experience to say the least.
Yeah. The ride was really cool because they were just all conversations about places that people have been, places that people are going to. The guy sitting next to us, we had a great conversation about politics, and he was from Sweden, and I thought that was fun, you know, having those little connections, even if they were just for a couple of hours. And then we said our goodbyes and all these things. So shout out to you guys if you're watching this.
And an eye-opener for me, I don't know if it's because of the area of the planet that we're in right now, but not a lot of travelers from the United States, more so from Europe and in that area of the world. And, you know, I got to having that conversation with the guy from Sweden, and I told him, you know, not a lot of people from the United States do like gap years or travel in Asia and whatnot for long periods of time. We just happen to be kind of a culture of just work. And if we take PTO, it's for like a week. And we'll probably take that time to go to like Vegas or, you know, see Mickey Mouse or whatever. Or go on a cruise to Mexico. It's kind of a bummer, you know, it's kind of a shame. Some of it is logistics. It's
accessibility.
It's so damn far, to go to Asia or anywhere else, and can be very expensive. I know that plays a part, and that's a major part. But, you know, you take like a Disney cruise, that can be upwards of, what, $1,500?
Per person. Disney cruise is extremely expensive.
You know, you can take that, find a good flight to Europe, or find a good flight to Asia, and spend the same amount of money and get a completely different experience. Something to keep in mind.
Yeah. Time too is time that people have. I know that was something big for me. Why I never made it to this side of the world. Do I want to use all my vacation to come over here? Because if I only have 2 weeks, I'm using everything.
But I do have some friends that are not from the States, were not born in the States, and they tend to take longer vacations. You know, I'm going to X or Y place for a month.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting dynamic, the difference between United States vacationing versus people from elsewhere. Definitely something we can learn.
Why travel is important, because you can see these videos, you can hear the music playing in the background, but you can't feel the wind, you can't smell it, you can't taste it, you can't put your feet in the sand like this. We want you to come here, we want you to do this, we want you to feel what it is to be here in this moment. You can't get that in video, but keep watching.
I'm so tired of playing games. You don't have to be so hard.
So that was our first full day here in El Nido. We plan on getting some food and relaxing a little bit, but I kind of want to talk about kind of the energy of this place. It's certainly a beach town for all the right reasons. We came to the Las Cabanas, right?
Cabañas.
Cabañas Beach, which is known for the sunset. We kind of stood there for a couple hours, just having some drinks. We made friends with the bartender,
So sweet. A guy named Jazz.
which is half of the fun, you know, getting to know the people from the land.
Said his name is Jazz, but he likes reggae.
Yeah, clever. And I was telling Tati earlier, you know, when we came around this bend here at the beach and we saw how beautiful the landscape was, that feeling, I don't want that to ever go away. I want to hold on to that feeling for as long as possible. And that's, honestly, that's what experience is all about. Not just travel, just experience in general. Encountering new things, trying new things, exploring new places. Those release of endorphins or whatever you want to call it, it's so important. And you know, being here in the Philippines, I've said it time and time again, this is the last damn place I ever thought I'd end up. And I want everybody who's watching who thinks that they can't do it or it's not possible, don't think that way, man. Like, we have our path of how the hell we got to the Philippines from the United States, and that's our path. Don't think that that's the only path.
Nope.
Because it's definitely not. Whether that path is a little bit longer or a little bit shorter or a little bit different, whatever your passion is, whatever way you gotta get there, freaking get there. Because the experience is worth it, I promise. So I hope that that message resonates in our videos. When we make these videos, half of it is for us, you know, like having the experience, and one day, you know, when we're a little bit older, we can look back and check it out. Well, the other half is really for inspiration. We want people to break out of their shell because it's the same shell that we had.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't want to get too sappy or whatever, but if you're watching, I hope you find a little bit of inspiration in our videos, and I hope you continue to watch.
And don't think that we are not without doubt or worry about where we're going and finding the unknown. We have all of those same fears.
Yep.
But we push back. Wait for me. We push back to those fears and those worries, and I get anxiety daily on safety and security and why am I here and all of those things. But the ultimate goal is to inspire you and to feel something, to go beyond the life we know and to think bigger and dream bigger. And I think even just coming on this experience and even before, our minds have become more open to realizing that there's so much more than we know. And we keep telling you that. Keep looking for the things you don't know. Keep accepting the fact that you're ignorant and that there's so much more in the world for you to learn. And be open to doing it. And go out, get the out your house and go do it.
Well said. So I think we're gonna end it here for now. We're gonna get up, find us a tricycle, and head back to our area and get something to eat. So thanks, guys. Peace.
Walking from one end of town in El Nido to the other end is something that can be done in probably about 20 minutes. Although a small beach town, you can find an abundance of restaurants, smoothie shops, hotels, and bars. The food is a great mix of both Filipino and Western food. Fresh seafood, fish fried, grilled, sizzling sisig can all be found on the menus. At tourist prices, of course, but still better than the States. We were sad to leave without getting to do El Nido's famous island hopping tours, but nonetheless still enjoyed ourselves. The island of Palawan has been listed multiple times on Travel and Leisure and Condé Nast's list of the best islands in the world. From the little we saw, we could tell why. To head to our final island in the Philippines, we had to leave from the tiniest airport in El Nido to make a connection on Manila. To enter the airport, we had our names checked off on printed lists. Security, check-in, baggage, and boarding all were in the same place. From El Nido, you can go to other nearby islands like Coron or take the 5-hour drive back to Puerto Princesa. We chose this propeller plane instead. And right before we leave, there goes that view.
Over to me, my friend. Burning long.
Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, consider dropping a like below. Subscribe to the channel to follow us more on our journey.
And to see our daily content, make sure you're following us at We'll Travel for Tacos on Instagram.
Peace.
See ya!